Jimmy. Bro, ain't no need to panic now, my boy. Ain't no need to panic now, my boy. If Diddy got some footage of you, of them parties, bro, you're doomed. You're doomed right along with Diddy, bro. You're doomed with him. You might as well say, come and get me. You might as well tell the fans, hey, look, I'm Jimmy. If you check the surveillance on so-and-so date, you might catch me on there. Because I have been partying with the butt monster. You better be careful, Jimmy Jim. Spicy.
The one thing it reminds me of is you know how to throw a party. You know how to do it up. Because I know you work hard, you work hard, but you also play hard.
You got to work hard and you have to play hard. Have you ever had a good time at 3 a.m.?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so, I had to think about it, but yeah. That's so, 3 a.m. That's early for me, man. Yeah.
Over the years, talk show host Jimmy Fallon has been a close friend of Sean Diddy Combs, hosting him uncountable times on his famed late evening show. Apparently, their friendship goes beyond the studio sessions, with rumors rife that Fallon has been a guest at Diddy's now infamous weird parties for years. Again, it has been said that Diddy has all the video recordings of all the celebrities who have attended his parties, and Fallon is now in panic mode. The celebrated journalist fears the worst if his footage leaks to the public. Diddy has always been in A-list circles, but it seems that his high-profile friends are a bit nervous about the Tra King allegations. No one is jumping to the music mogul's defense right now. They all seem to be hanging back and waiting to see what happens next after last month's federal raid. No one is saying anything because they have gone to...
Nobody ain't saying nothing, bro. Ain't nobody... Bro, when I tell you is, you can hear a mice... You can hear a mice piss on some cotton. Bro, that's how quiet everybody is, bro. You can hear a mice piss on cotton. That's crazy.
To his parties, noted a close source. His parties, according to a second insider, are insane, with big stars and lots of wilding out, taking drugs and participating in... They also allege that many of these activities were likely on camera, which is also noted in producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones's sexual assault and harassment civil lawsuit. The first insider described Diddy as a very spiteful guy, which is probably why his famous BFFs are making sure to stay out of the fray. Mila Kunis has reportedly asked her husband, Ashton Kutcher, not to get involved in any of Diddy's legal matters.
She's smart.
Even though they've been friends for over 2 decades.
She's a smart lady.
Regardless of Ashton's long history with him, he has distanced himself from Diddy since Cassie's lawsuit, and even more so in the wake of the new ones. Mila will not let Ashton be in any sort of contact, a Daily Mail insider revealed. He is expecting a subpoena as they have been good friends for 20 years. That probably isn't good news for either Kunis or Kutcher, who have been mired in controversy after sending letters of support in Danny Masterson's R case last year. If anything, Jimmy Fallon hasn't been controversy-free over the years. Fallon is the lovable king of late-night television. He feels like the buddy you want to invite to all the barbecues. He's that guy who can effortlessly distinguish between funny and offensive, the everyman who bridges the gap between the stars and the rest of us. It's easy to forget that the self-deprecating host of The Tonight Show is rich and famous too, and beneath his well-tailored suit and big grin, Fallon reportedly has a darker, rougher, more troubling side. Is he leading a double life? In February 2014, Fallon's Saturday Night Live co-star, Horatio Sanz, said the affable comic had a penchant for booze, probably explaining why he loves Diddy parties. "We were super functioning alcoholics, definitely," Sanz told Vulture. "They say that kind of goes hand in hand with SNL, some kind of substance abuse issues, because it's so stressful you easily find yourself blowing off steam a lot." Sanz didn't intend to cast a shadow on his friend, but as Fallon's fame continues to grow, an increasing number of folks have suggested that drinking could be negatively undercutting his super-functioning abilities. The TV host's alleged drinking exploits aren't just relegated to stories by his friends and former castmates, however. A Manhattan bartender dished some dirt to the New York Post about the time in 2009 that Fallon came to the Whiskey River and partied until 5:30 the next morning. "He's a mess. I love him," she said. "Everything you've heard about his behavior is true." Fallon denied that he has a drinking problem in a 2017 interview with the New York Times. "I could never do a day-to-day job if I was drinking every night," he told the paper. "That's just kicking you when you're down." In another instance, Fallon narrowly escaped a bar brawl in the East Village while partying with friends after a show in 2014. A spy told Page Six, "There was some hostility from some people at the bar. Jimmy was not the aggressor, but he was caught up in it. It was broken up and Jimmy and his friends immediately left." The next night, the Tab reported that Fallon partied until the wee hours at a different bar, ordering vodka shots for everyone.
Yeah.
Former Saturday
Hey.
Night Live co-star Horatio Sanz has also waxed poetic about Fallon's fighting skills. "Yeah, we got in a couple of brawls," Sanz told Vulture. "I've seen Jimmy clock a few people." He recalled the time the TV...
Bro, Jimmy, you thugging out here, Jimmy? Let me find out Jimmy gang banging out here, bro. He said, I've seen Jimmy slug a couple of people a couple of times. Oh, Jimmy Jim.
supposedly poured beer on someone's hat, thinking it belonged to Sanz's friend. It didn't. When the guy the hat belonged to confronted Fallon, Jimmy just punched him, Sanz claimed. He wasn't that hurt. He just walked into a tornado of drunken stupidity. Yeah, Jimmy could fight. I don't know where he learned, but he definitely scrapped with the best of them. While it's no secret that Fallon likes to unwind after work, his possible penchant for winding up suggests that the lovable late-night host may be hiding a mean streak. And of course, with such behaviors, injuries are inevitable. Fallon's past injuries read like those of a toddler hyped up on Mountain Dew. He reportedly severed a finger at home in June 2015. "I tripped and fell in my kitchen on a braided rug that my wife loves, and I can't wait to burn it to the ground," the comedian told audiences on the night he returned to work. "My ring got caught on the countertop when I was going down and stuck there and pulled my finger off." Fallon posted a Twitter photo of his bandaged hand, quipping "#drugged" and "#blessed." The injury landed him in the ICU for 10 days and required 6 hours of surgery. Months later, he chipped a tooth trying to open a jar of scar tissue gel for his hand.
So basically what happened is I tripped and fell in my kitchen on a braided rug that my wife loves, and I can't wait to burn it to the ground.
Fallon again injured his other hand in October 2015 when he reportedly tripped at a party with a bottle of Jägermeister. "He just fell on it," a witness told Page Six. "We all thought he did it on purpose."
So basically, Jimmy, man, bro, this ain't really funny, bro. You're not even getting, you getting crumb on toast, my boy. To where you getting injuries? Bro, this is not a good look for you, man. This is definitely
Fallon
not a
later
good look.
told Tonight Show audiences, "I threw the bottle and then I landed on broken glass. There were pools of blood everywhere. Is it bad luck or bad behavior that's tripping Fallon up?" The New York Post reported that NBC is worried that the host's drinking has become excessive. An insider claimed Fallon's off-screen antics among network execs have gone from a whisper to a chatter. A Tonight Show insider later told the New York Post that Jimmy Fallon may be secretly struggling with the success of his show. "There is so much money at stake. The pressure is enormous. Besides doing the show daily, they're looking for the next viral thing to hit. He has to do calls with affiliates and sponsors. He has no outlet. He's young. He's still learning. You forget he hasn't been doing this for 10 years. If Fallon is leading a double life, he wouldn't be the first late-night host to do so. There's a sort of loneliness to being a late-night host," photographer Sam Jones told the New York Post. Former Late Show host David Letterman was notoriously private about his personal life until a scandal and extortion attempt forced him to discuss his problems on air. Fallon is a married man and father of 2, so suggestions that he may be living some sort of shady double life could simply reflect a desire to preserve some boundaries between his personal and professional lives. And if Diddy has his tapes, then it's safe to say that he's fully doomed. Our man has also been accused of being racially insensitive. In February 2019, comedian Nick Cannon took to Instagram to slam several white comedians for donning blackface. The post included Fallon, who wore it on Saturday Night Live to impersonate Chris Rock. "Happy Blackface History Month," the caption read. "I'm sure we can expect some more apologies by Monday." In a follow-up post, Cannon explained why the practice is so offensive. "Blackface and racism are rooted in and are byproducts of the institutionalized oppression of a subjugated people," he wrote. "These recent revealings of people painting themselves black or brown and speaking in broken slang in an attempt to be humorous or have fun, as if our culture is some sort of party trick or costume, is unacceptable." Fallon had another cringeworthy moment while hosting the 2017 Golden Globes with another awkward impression of Chris Rock. For some reason, Jimmy Fallon decided that the award show was the right moment to do a drunken impression of Chris Rock telling a joke about the People versus O.J. Simpson. Fusion's Aisha Aaron wrote in her recap, "For some reason, NBC was into the idea. For good measure, the network cut to a bunch of black people in the audience while Fallon was doing his bit, as if to say, 'It's okay, really.'"
Man, read this book. I've seen Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and guess what? Not a lot of black folks on the show. Right.
According to 2 current and 14 former employees, The Tonight Show has been a toxic workplace for years, far outside the boundaries of what's considered normal in the high-pressure world of late-night TV. They say the ugly environment behind the scenes starts at the top with Fallon's erratic behavior and has trickled down to its ever-changing leadership teams, 9 showrunners in the past 9 years, who seemingly don't know how to say no to Jimmy. Former employees described The Tonight Show as a tense and pretty glum atmosphere, with some alleging they were belittled and intimidated by their bosses, including Fallon himself. Employees describe being afraid of Fallon's outbursts and unexpected, inconsistent behavior. Many of these staffers voiced their concerns through HR complaints, but problems at The Tonight Show persisted. 7 former employees say their mental health was impacted by their alleged experiences working at The Tonight Show. These staffers say it was commonplace to hear people joking about wanting to K themselves, and that they would refer to guests' dressing rooms in the office as crying rooms, because that's where they would go to let out their emotions when they were upset with their alleged mistreatment. The former staffers who spoke to Rolling Stone requested anonymity out of fear of retaliation. They worked in a range of positions on the show, from production crew members to office staffers, and in the show's writer's room. Many of the former staffers say they left the show because of their mental health. Some say they were fired from The Tonight Show. After winning over viewers on Saturday Night Live, Fallon cemented his reputation as one of television's most beloved entertainers when he started hosting NBC's Late Night with Jimmy Fallon in 2009. His goofy, affable, musically gifted, and middle-of-the-road approach to audiences and comedy made him easily likable and appealing to the masses. For those watching at home, Fallon didn't seem to take himself too seriously. His charisma and talent on screen brought people joy and made them laugh. It led to an abundance of excitement when it was announced he would take over as host of The Tonight Show from Jay Leno in 2014. The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon debuted to a staggering 11.3 million viewers. For the duration of its premiere season, the show competed against other late-night shows, averaging between 3 million and 4 million episodic viewers. The show has had no shortage of successes and viral moments. Slow Jam the News is a popular segment in which political and media figures like President Obama and Brian Williams join Fallon in breaking down current events while the Roots improvise slow jams, R&B music, and ad-libs. Then there's Wheel of Musical Impressions, where Fallon provides singers with prompts and asks them to do their best imitation of other musical artists, including Ariana Grande impersonating Celine Dion singing the Weeknd's "Can't Feel My Face." The video of Grande and Fallon's impressions has been viewed over 169 million times on YouTube. But behind the scenes, there was a surprising, dramatic, and ugly shift in the working environment, according to 3 employees who originally worked for Late Night with Jimmy Fallon and then followed the team to The Tonight Show. Of course, there was added pressure when the program transitioned. The Tonight Show is one of television's most storied franchises. These employees also say they felt a change because Michael Shoemaker, who was at the helm of Late Night during Fallon's run, didn't move over to The Tonight Show and stuck around to produce Late Night with Seth Meyers. All in all, it seems Fallon has many enemies, many enough to find solace in seeing him suffer if Diddy eventually decides to leak his tapes. Diddy's attorney, Aaron Dyer, has denied all of the claims against his client and pushed back on the federal investigation. This unprecedented ambush, paired with an advanced, coordinated media presence, leads to a premature rush to judgment of Mr. Combs, and is nothing more than a witch hunt based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits, Dyer said in a statement. There has been no finding of criminal or civil liability with any of these allegations. Mr. Combs is innocent and will continue to fight every single day to clear his name. Many fans keep pointing back to Usher's 2016 interview with Howard Stern, which seems to confirm that Diddy lived and partied hard. I got a chance to see some things. I went there to see the lifestyle, and I saw it, he told Stern of the time he lived with the entrepreneur as a teen. I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. When asked if he would ever send his own kids to Puffy Camp, Usher had a firm response. Hell no.
To see the lifestyle,
right?
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
We may not be sure that Fallon took his drinking spree to Diddy's parties, but if he did, it seems the future looks pretty ugly. But only time will tell. And that's it from us today.
Yep, only time gonna tell. Time gonna tell and Diddy gonna tell. You can bet your bottom dollar on that shit. Time gonna tell and the butt monster gonna tell. So Fallon, you better pray and hope you wasn't in none of them damn secret rooms with them camera running, or you're gonna be doomed, doomed. But it could be karma. What's done in the dark, it always come to the light. And now you be out here getting drunk and belligerently drinking out your mind, falling all on knives and broken glass and brawl fights and man. And you probably started half of the damn fights. Probably did, man, drunk, and probably can't even remember half of the fights you've been in. But yo, boy, you better just hope and pray.